Well, her job was to fight for the underdog and take on corporate America. If big business broke the rules and hurt consumers, Hanna Hickman would be the lawyer taking them on. Now she is the one getting hurt. She was just getting ready to turn in for the night, and a termination notice popped up on her cell phone. She'd been cut from her job at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the agency established after 2008 and the financial crisis where banks blew up and so did all your loans. Now Hanna has become just another casualty in the widespread firings and unprecedented purge of the federal workforce under President Trump, who's empowering Elon Musk to dramatically slash the government's budget. Hanna Hickman joins me now, and I appreciate you being here because a lot of workers, I mean, we're seeing the protests now. People like you are coming forward and talking about it, but a lot of you were told you can't talk. We're not going to let you talk. We're not going to give you your money if you talk, but still, you're coming forward and telling your story. Why?
I think it's so important for American people to understand what's happening. Their government, their watchdog agencies, the people who go to work every day to fight for them are being fired illegally in what is just a wholesale dismantling of entire agencies.
Now, you're a lawyer, and you know firsthand that a lot of this is happening illegally. Explain what we're missing here and how this can happen if indeed what is happening is illegal.
It's a great question, Kira. Civil servants have a lot of protections under the law, and we're only supposed to be fired if our performance falls short on the job. So what has happened is that the administration has fired us. We call it layoffs sometimes, but that's not what it is. It's an illegal firing. And, it's just not credible to say that thousands of people were determined to fall short of expectations. I mean, literally every probationary employee at my agency was fired. It can't be that we all fell short.
And I see in the termination letter, it says that your ability, skills, and knowledge did not fit the agency's current needs. Is that true?
Well, I suppose it depends on what the current needs are. I was definitely meeting the agency's needs a few weeks ago, but...
What were you doing? Let's put it in perspective.
Sure. I was an enforcement attorney. I was in court fighting for consumers, trying to stop illegal conduct and get them their money back. I was going toe-to-toe with the biggest financial firms in the country, and I came from a 15-year practice in private law firms, so I can do it, and I was doing it. And I think the answer is that the agency's current needs, according to the president, are to stop existing.
It's like they don't even understand what exactly they were just jumping in and doing the cuts, not even understanding what you were doing in the moment. Is there a way, let's just take your agency, for example. Is there a way to legally and properly tell folks, you gotta go? I mean, do you see where cuts could be made in the agency? Clearly, it wasn't you because you were actually doing the job just last week. But is there a way to do this properly? I mean, is that even the right word to use, I guess?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And, efficiency in the government is important. I think we run a pretty tight ship at the CFPB, but there is a way to reduce staffing legally within the bounds of the law if that's what they wanted to do. It's a layoff process. And the regulations have a whole orderly process for winding down a person's work, giving them plenty of notice, giving them severance. This is almost like our employment contract as government workers. And this administration just decided they didn't want to honor that agreement.
So what can you do now? Can you do anything now? Are you going to do anything now?
Of course. My colleagues and I are fighting back. Our union is already in court. They've brought a couple of cases that I think we'll see action in the next few weeks. And, all I can say is that Elon Musk and the president picked the wrong bunch of lawyers to mess with.
I'll take that right there as a shot across the bow. Well, I definitely want you to follow up with us now that I know you're already in the courts trying to battle this. The administration is rescinding some of these firings now, as you've probably seen. Last week, it was within the energy department. They made all these layoffs, and then all of a sudden they were paused, and so everybody was kind of confused. Do I have a job or do I not have a job? If this happens to your agency, would you go back?
Of course. Congress gave us a critical job to do in terms of protecting consumers, staving off a future financial crisis, and I was committed to doing that work under any administration. So yes, I would take that job back in a heartbeat. I just want to get back to work.
So now that these cuts have happened, including you, what's the immediate impact on all of us, the consumers? What do you worry about now?
Sure. I mean, all the litigation has stopped. So cases that were pending in court to stop illegal conduct, to get people money back, all of that work has ended. Exams at banks to make sure that they were following the law, that they were safe, that they weren't defrauding consumers, that has all stopped as well.
That's kind of scary.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying. And I worry about the consumer complaint database as well. Many consumers have had the experience of filing a complaint with us and being able to get it resolved quickly because the CFPB was watching. And if that database goes down, I don't know that those consumers can get that relief anymore.
Your message to Elon Musk right now?
I would say I have a message for the government officials who are taking his illegal orders and carrying them out. And it's this. Nobody elected him. He is not the president of the United States, and what he's doing is illegal. And, you know, I and all of my former colleagues intend to hold those folks accountable for the actions they take in violation of the law.
Before we let you go, will you do me a favor, and as this goes forward, talk to some of your fellow colleagues, especially a group of you who are lawyers and know the law, know what you're talking about, and will you come up and talk to us, you know, in just a group on what you're doing and how it's going if this battle continues? Because it'll be interesting to see a group of lawyers take on Elon Musk and what he's doing now, because a lot of folks don't have that background. They don't have a law degree. They don't understand the law. They don't know their rights right now. I'm even wondering if there's a bunch of employees that would hire you as attorney to help them with their situation. But moving forward, will you stay in close touch with us on how this is going?
Absolutely. And I think a lot of this will be battled out in the courts. You see people out on the street protesting and folks calling their members of Congress. This is not going to be a short fight. And I and my colleagues are absolutely not standing down.
Hanna Hickman, appreciate your time today.